Scrambled eggs. They're like the universal language of comfort food, a breakfast staple pretty much everywhere you go. And yet, for something so simple, they can be so hard to get right. Okay, let's dive in and crack this code once and for all.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You're dreaming of that super luxurious, creamy texture you get at a fancy brunch spot, but instead you end up with something kind of dry or rubbery or maybe even a little watery. It's a super common frustration, but believe me, the fix is way simpler than you think.
And hey, that's a promise. By the end of this little explainer, you are going to have the definitive technique to banish bad eggs from your kitchen for good. It's not about some magic ingredient, I swear. It's all about the method.
So, before we even think about turning on the stove, let's talk about what chefs call mise en place, which is just a fancy way of saying get everything ready. Your success really does start right here.
Look how simple this is. The ingredient list is beautiful. For 2 really generous servings, all you need are 6 large eggs, a little bit of whole milk or cream for that extra richness, some good unsalted butter, and of course, salt and pepper. That's it. No fancy stuff needed for the perfect, classic scramble. Okay, let's talk about equipment. A 10-inch non-stick pan is going to be your best friend here. It gives the eggs plenty of room to cook evenly, and obviously keeps them from sticking. And a silicone spatula? Oh yeah, that is non-negotiable. Metal can actually tear up the delicate structure of the eggs while they cook, but silicone is super gentle. It helps you create those beautiful, soft curds we're aiming for.
All right, here we go. This is the heart of it all, the real secret. I want you to forget everything you thought you knew about scrambled eggs. We're going to focus on 3 simple, golden rules that separate the okay eggs from the truly incredible professional level ones.
Rule number 1 is all about one thing: patience. The biggest mistake most people make is using heat that is just way too high. Blasting the stove shocks the egg proteins, making them seize up and squeeze out all their moisture. And that is what makes a tough, rubbery scramble. But if you use low, gentle heat, those proteins set slowly and delicately, and you get that tender, almost custardy texture. Just remember, low and slow is the way to go.
Next up is how you move. You are not scrambling, you are folding. I want you to picture this. You're just gently pushing the cooked eggs from the edge of the pan toward the center. This slow, deliberate motion is what builds those small, soft, pillowy curds. If you just stir like crazy, you're going to break them all up into tiny, dry bits.
And this is the pro move that changes everything. You have to take them off the heat before they look like they're done. See, eggs are masters of carryover cooking. So if you pull them off the stove when they're still glossy and maybe about 80% set, the heat that's still in the pan will finish them perfectly while they rest. If they look perfect in the pan, trust me, they're going to be overcooked on the plate.
So we have our toolkit and we have our 3 rules. Now let's see exactly how they all come together in one simple 4-step process. Okay, here's the play-by-play. First, you're going to whisk your eggs till they're all one color and kind of bubbly. That gets air in there for fluffiness. Second, melt 1 tablespoon of butter over medium-low heat. See, that's rule number 1 right there. Pour in the eggs and just wait. Let them sit for 10 seconds. Third, start that gentle folding motion we talked about in rule number 2. And finally, when the eggs are still glossy and soft, that's our cue from rule number 3, get the pan off the heat. Fold in that last tablespoon of butter for extra creaminess and let it rest. See how those 3 rules just work together? It's perfect.
And there you have it. You've just mastered the perfect classic scrambled egg. But here's the best part. This technique isn't the finish line, it's the starting block. It's a canvas for you to start playing with. Just look at this. By changing a couple of little things, you get a completely different result. You want those big, fluffy curds you see in an American diner? Easy. Just turn the heat up to medium and stir a little bit faster. It's the same core ingredients, but just a different application of our rules creates a whole new experience. It's pretty cool.
And once you're comfortable, oh man, the world is your oyster. Or, well, your egg. You could go French with some crème fraîche for this ultra-luxurious texture. Or add feta and tomatoes for a Mediterranean vibe. Or maybe finish with sesame oil and scallions for a fantastic Asian fusion twist. Seriously, the possibilities are endless.
So the main thing to take away from all this is simple. Perfect scrambled eggs don't come from a secret, expensive ingredient. They come from technique. And the most important part of that technique is just patience. Low heat, gentle motion, and perfect timing. That's the real secret. You now have the skill to create a truly exceptional breakfast, any day of the week. So the only question left is, what are you going to create with it?